Hey guys, welcome back to another acrylic painting lesson. I'm Mike Ferris. In this rainy bokeh piece here, I'm going to be on an 8x10 hardboard canvas with my image already transferred. And this image is available down in the description box if you'd like help with the drawing process, as well as a short video on how I transfer images to my canvas. So getting started, I have some phthalo blue, some raw umber, and titanium white. And I have my 11 flat brush here. And I'm just going to start with the sky in the background. So I'm just going to take a teeny bit of blue and just a teeny bit of raw umber, and now a good scoop of white to this. So I'm looking for a very light, very dull Payne's gray with just a teeny hint of blue in it, and it gives this rain impression and just a little bit more color into this white here. And I'm thinking something about this tone here, and I'll start with that and just fill in the sky like so. Okay, without cleaning, I'm just going to take some titanium white now, and I'm going to go on top of this darker value here. And I like to have an underpainting like this because it just shows a little bit more depth and realism and gives more of an impression of a cloudy, rainy day when you can see just a hint of some shadow showing through like this. So I'll just go ahead and put some more titanium white on top of this. And as you can see, as I brush it out, you get more of a cloudy look effect instead of just one flat color. So I went ahead and I mixed phthalo blue and raw umber together. As you can see, it gave me a blue tone, and I didn't want this, so I do apologize. This was not the color I wanted. I wanted to have actually some permanent black now that I've added my palette, and with that and raw umber is actually the color that I wanted to do for the buildings because it gives more of a brown and black hue instead of a blue one. So I'm just going to load that up, and now that this is dry, I'm just going to go back over this. And this is a really awesome thing with acrylics. You can just cover something up if it's wrong or change it, and especially with permanent black and raw umber, this will cover over this very well, and it's like it never happened. So as you're following along, just go ahead and ignore the blue and the brown, and I would say do the black and the brown, and you can follow along to a T, or you can do the blue and the brown if you want. It's all up to you. So as you can see, I'm leaving some areas open, which seem to be like windows, and honestly, those areas are actually going to have the black and the raw umber, because what I want to do is add highlights on top of the black and raw umber, and then when I have those highlights show on the building like that, then I'll come back in and do the black on the areas that I'm actually leaving open right now. That way it doesn't get lost, of course, with all of it being the same color. And I wanted the highlights to be against the dark because that just really made just more of a realistic look and allows me to blend in more with that dark value and give it more of that bokeh out of out of focus blurry effect. So I'm leaving a little line like this. As you can see, there's going to be two different buildings. I want these other ones that are smaller to look like they're behind this building and further down, so I wanted to have my separation. So just going along, and as you can see, I'm leaving the bokeh lights that are left there open, and I thought it would be easier to make those more vibrant, especially when I have black and raw umber. So leaving more gaps open, as you can see, and really just helping myself to map out more or less where the general colors go. And of course I'll go in there and adjust and add stuff on top, but this just really is a way to just map everything out, which I call the blocking stages. And I'm not even worried about the bokeh effect just yet, as again, I'm just getting everything to be in its proper place for now. Okay, now that it's dry, I'm going to apply the highlights on this now. So I'm going to take some raw umber now and titanium white, and this gives me a very light brown, sort of almost like a gray tone here. and something about like so. And I'm just going to take my number 11 flat brush again and just apply these little highlights and pretty much go back over all of this again with this. Okay, going back into raw umber and permanent black. And again, I'm going to go now into the negative spaces that I left open and fill this in with this value. Okay, without cleaning, picking up more titanium white. And again, a little bit of raw umber into that. And one more time, just going to hit the highlights with this. So as you can see, with a little paint left on the brush with that light brown color, I'm hitting the edges of the buildings, and this is what gives that out of focus blurry effect. And as you can see to the left there, the building with the little steeple on it. And it's basically just a way to blend it in. And again, if you're not comfortable with the the flat brush, I would say use the natural round bristle brushes. Those are super excellent for this. But again, I wanted to use the flat brush this time and just kind of have a variety and just change variation on it and show that it could be done this way as well. So just running the paint off down below in the horizon area there. And now I'm going to take some raw umber again and titanium white, and I want to strike some highlights on this building here just like so. Okay, no cleaning. I'm going to take again some more titanium white and go into some of that blue hue sky color here, and just a little bit of paint on the brush, and I just want to go over this building and brush on top of it, and it just pushes it back and gives it more of an out of focus look. And also with that color on the brush, I want to go on the edges like so, and see how that just really takes that bokeh to another level. Really puts it out of focus really well, and it also gives the indication of a rainy day and just kind of how the buildings get lost in the fog and the rain. So now I have some Cad Red, Cad Orange, Cad Yellow, and now some burnt umber added to my palette. And I'm just going to now take some Cad Orange and just a little bit of the burnt umber into it to dull it. A little bit more orange. And now I want to get some titanium white. And I'm looking for a very dull and light orange color. And now this is my number 4 natural flat brush. And I can turn it like this, and I can get these circular shapes here. And I'll just kind of put some of these right up here for now and just kind of do with this value. And you can put these anywhere you want. And again, if there's something you don't like, you can just take the highlight color or the dark color, wherever it is on the building, and just use that. And of course, just cover up anything that shouldn't be there. Okay, back to my number 11 flat brush, and I just realized that I didn't fill in this part right here with the black and raw umber mixture, so I'm just going to do that real quick like so. Okay, back to my number 4 flat natural bristle brush. I'm going to take some Cad Orange and a little Cad Yellow into it. And I will in fact go in with some titanium white. And with this very warm orange value, let's go in here. And I'm basically just going to start using these tones and blocking everything in for now. Okay, on top of that, I'm going to take now a little bit of burnt umber into that orange. And right here, I just kind of want to apply just a little bit. So there's just a teeny bit of paint on the brush, and I want to drag that out on the outsides. And as you can see, it gives that fuzzy indication, and these natural bristles really help to do this super well. So I would recommend this brush here for this. And again, you can use the flat brush, whichever. So this is why I'm kind of bouncing back and forth, because I wanted to show that there are more ways to do this. So now just a little yellow and white, and I can come in here and brighten that. As you can see, it looks like it's glowing, and it gives that out of focus a little bit better of an effect with these values playing, and that fuzzy effect as well on the outside. So as you can see, some yellow, orange, and some titanium white, and now a little bit more of this burnt umber into it. And I want to go up here now, and I want to pop out just some of these little highlights within these bokeh lights up here like this. Okay, so just changing up some values, just a little orange tone there. I'm going to take some yellow, some orange again, a little bit of burnt umber into there, some titanium white, and some more Cad Yellow. And this time, I'm going to add just a little bit of the burnt umber into there and change the flavor just a little bit. And just right next to this one, it just really shows some variation, and I believe adds a little bit of realism to the bokeh effect in this way. Okay, so just with this orange dull value like so, and I'm just going to block in some more stuff. Okay, so going back into that sky color again, it's just again raw umber, titanium white, and a little phthalo blue, and just a teeny bit of paint on the brush. And I want to go in here and just make this very transparent bokeh light, and with that same value, I'm going to strike some highlights right here on the building, and then just do these little circles down like so, and just kind of streak those down. And now with a little titanium white, I want to add some highlights to those, just like so. Okay, with that light sky color again, with just a little bit more pigment of color into it. It's a little bit darker than the sky, and let's reflect some of that into the asphalt. Okay, with a little bit more white into this pigment and just a teeny bit of color on the brush. And again, this is my number 4 natural flat brush, or flat natural bristle brush. You can see it gives the indication of some highlights off some of the cars here. So just something like that. And now I'm going to add some more phthalo blue and some raw umber into this. And about this tone. And I want to come over here and start filling this in and give it sort of this blue hue to it. Okay, and now just a little titanium white, and I want to strike some highlights. So again, with more permanent black and raw umber mixed, I'm going to go in here to these negative spaces now that the highlight's on the dark. And just like the building, and I'll fill this in. And again, back to that sky color with some more titanium white into it, and I just want to streak some highlights and show some shimmer and shine. Now with just a teeny touch of black, I just want to go in here and kind of glaze over this blue hue color and give it that blended look so that it looks more bokeh and out of focus this way. Okay, so now with my palette knife, I want to take some values now and pre-make them ahead of time. So with Cad Yellow and just a touch of burnt umber to dull that down just a little bit. And now with some titanium white, I want to make this sort of dulled down yellowish beige color like so. And I'll just scoop it and smash it down and mix it like so. And now again, I'm going to take some Cad Yellow. And now this time, just a teeny drop of orange. If you're not careful, the orange will take over the entire batch. And I just want to use this to dull the yellow down just a little bit while keeping it vibrant. And now just a little white to desaturate this a bit. And I'm thinking something about this tone, and I'll set him right there. And now with some Cad Orange. And I want to take some burnt umber into that. and quite a bit more orange actually than the burnt umber. So I'll add a good scoop like this, maybe another one. And I'm looking for a very dark, well, not really dark, but a lot darker. As you can see, it's kind of an orangey brown tone. So with these values, I'm going to mix now just a little bit of that mid yellow into the light yellow. And something about like this, and I'm just going to apply this as a base coat for now for the headlights for the cars. Okay, now going into that mid yellow now, and I want to use this to start to build a glow. So before I go to the titanium white, I find that it's important to put other colors down and have this glow happen. That way when the white goes in, it really sets it off instead of it just looking like titanium white and what do we do now kind of a thing. So these values and how they play together is really how things get set off and have the appearance that they have. So as you can see now, I'm going to take some yellow and orange, and there's a little bit of burnt umber into that, and now some titanium white. And something about this tone, and I'm just going to start going around everything that I've done now. And as you can see, it really starts to add this golden tone and really starts to make this shine begin to happen very well this way. So again, very little paint on the brush and always a very dry brush. So of course, in between cleaning, make sure you dry it very well and you'll get this really nice blend and these bokeh effects really well this way. Okay, so with just some of that yellowish orange, I'm just going down the street to show a reflection like that. Okay, and now some more yellow and titanium white. So a very, very light yellow, and now some of that peachy orange color there. And I just kind of want to go back up and show more reflection in the street. Okay, going into Cad Red now, and I just want to mix a little orange into that. So that just kind of makes it a little bit more vibrant this way and gives it a different sort of a tone. And right here, just want to fill these guys in. Okay, a little orangey brown mixture again with some titanium white and filling that guy in up there. Okay, now this very dark orange tone that I made, and on the very outside, and again, this is my flat natural bristle brush, but use whatever brush you're comfortable with. And just getting that blend, and again, very dry brush, very little paint on the brush, and it gives me that out of focus very well this way. And again, around these lights, and look how that just contrasts between the light yellow and the dark orange. It just sets it off. And again, that really gives it that bright shine and that bokeh effect all at the same time. Okay, so now I'm going to go into some burnt umber. And let's get some yellow into that. And now just a little titanium white. And just a little light warm brown color here. And I want to go around these guys as well with this. Okay, with a clean natural flat brush, I'm going to go into just pure titanium white now. And this is where this is going to really set this off. So again, just a teeny bit of paint on the brush, and I'm starting in the center where I want it the brightest and the heaviest. And then look, as I drag it out, I don't want to really cover up that faded color on the very outside. So see, I leave that, and that keeps that glow and that shine alive, and it also keeps that bokeh effect alive as well. So just barely petting the canvas as I bring it out, and I'll just go to all the headlights and do this same effect. Okay, and then the reflections as well, you can see I'm just going in the center, and then as I drag it out, I just want it to blend into that yellow and orange glow tone. And look at how well that just really illuminates and really gives the impression of a very bright and bokeh light like this. And with a little bit of white left on the brush, I can even go up here and look at, I can even brighten these guys up. So if something looks dull or doesn't seem very bright, just add some white and just drag it out into the color that's there. And I'm telling you, it will make it look like it's just lighten up, and that glow will just be brilliant. Okay, with just some more reflections in the street, let's turn this up a little bit, just getting that darker orange and now some more regular Cad Orange to brighten it just a little bit. And I just want to streak in some of these orange glow tones into the asphalt here. So as you can see, look at how it's really setting off, all these lights reflecting, and we're getting the impression of rainy, wet, shimmer shine street here in downtown somewhere. And these values and the way that they're going in and the blurry effect, it just really sets us all off. So again, just going into titanium white and doing the same method. Okay, now I just want to go into some titanium white and just a touch of Cad Yellow. This is a very light yellow that I'm looking for. And I just want to go into some of these orange places on these smaller lights, and let's turn these up just a little bit with this. And now more titanium white again with a clean brush, and one more time, another coat. Same method, and as you can see, it gets brighter and more vibrant. And again, with acrylics, it's all about the layers and everything getting better each time we build another one up. Okay, now I have my number 3 nylon round brush, and I'm going to go into some permanent black now, and I'm going to get a little water on it, pull it through. As I turn it, it brings it to a nice sharp point. And I'm going to start doing the raindrops now on the window looking out, and just with the very tip, I can just make these very nice lines and add some shadow with the tip as well here on the right side. And just kind of like this, and you can put these however, wherever, and I'll just say you really want to make sure that as we're applying these dark raindrops to the light background that it is where you want it and how you want it, or else it's going to be a lot of layers to cover up the dark. And it just takes some time. It can be done, but it's kind of a pain. So as you can see, I'm just pressing a little harder here, and I can make fatter lines, of course, with that. And then again, back to just the tip. And I can really control the shadow and the shape of these as I use this particular brush. And for me, I find that this round nylon brush is perfect for doing all the raindrops and these shapes just well this way. And again, more shadow right here. And so, just like so, I'm going to go around and just randomly put in these shapes and just kind of not worry about it, and more or less just kind of go to my zone and relax and enjoy the process. So now that I have my raindrops laid out, I'm going to take now some raw umber and titanium white. And this is my number 6 flat brush here that I'm going to use for this. It has a very nice edge and tips on it. It is a new brush, so I can get in here very well and do crisp lines. Now, of course, the raindrops and the reflections are going to be in focus, so I don't want any fuzzy lines, and it is the reason I'm using a brand new flat brush and getting these hard edges in here. And so now with some more titanium white for that sky color, I'm going to fill this part where it comes into the building and just really show the sky reflecting into it. And I'm just going to basically go to all of the raindrops kind of like this, and again show the building reflecting in pretty much all of them that I can. Okay, after filling some stuff in there with the building reflection, I'm going to take that light sky color again, and I'm going to go on the dark areas of the buildings, and I'm just going to put on just some of the raindrop, as you can see, not the whole thing, and leave the other part to kind of reflect again some building. That's kind of why I put those irregular shapes in there with the sky color to show that. So again, just like so, and as we can see, the raindrops now are starting to show up. So now back to my number 3 nylon round brush. Sorry, I had to think about it. Going back and forth here. I'm going to go now into some more titanium white, and I'm going to go into a little bit of this darker orange that I made with some of that white and pull it through to a point. And down here, I want to reflect some of this orange glow and reflections in here, and this is going to be the start of really setting off those raindrops and showing reflections in them like this. Okay, so of course the lower ones will have more of the traffic glow colors in them. So a little bit more white, and I'm just going to strike some of the highlights on it and show just kind of a distortion of some of the streets lights that are glowing, or sorry, the car lights that are reflecting off of the street. So something like that. As you can see, it's really starting to take off and show some realism this way. And now with just some more orange and titanium white, dulled down just a little bit, I'm just kind of going into some of these smaller raindrops and hitting some of those colors in here. Okay, and going back into that sky color again, pulling through to a point with that number 3 nylon brush, and right here I want to show the sky reflecting as it is in the picture in between the two buildings. So I'm just going to make a triangular shape and fill this in, and then after that I'm just going to show some breaks on either side by running that out, and that just really gives some realistic indication of building and sky, and of course the traffic light reflection from the cars. Okay, so again with that orange and some white, and I just want to go to more of these and show this reflection as well. Okay, I went ahead and signed with my script liner brush and titanium white and lots of water, and I want to thank you guys so much for following along. Don't forget to subscribe for more video lessons I'll be putting out regularly, and give this one a shot. This is super easy, the effects are simple, and I'm telling you, it'll come out and you'll love it. And let me hear your questions and comments down below, and until next time, happy painting, everyone.